All right. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to this week's episode of the Big Eyes Podcast. I am your host, LJ, and we are joined here by my brethren, Mr. A Dizzle himself. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, my brother. How are you doing?
Man, I'm good. It's been hot here on the low, and it's been like really humid. It's been like fucking up all my shirts because I've been like sweating them out. Oh man, but man, I've been good. Listen, like I'm not a fan of humidity. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm just not a big fan of humidity, and that's a big reason why I used to like never like the summertime. Like that shit, summertime is all types of bogus to me because of that.
Hey man, let me tell you something. Like summers in Atlanta are the worst. Like they are terrible because at one moment it's like extremely hot with no clouds in sight, and the next moment it's like nothing but rain, like torrential downpours, and it's like 80 degrees outside. Like it's terrible. Like I love it here, but I hate it here, dog. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. Like I understand wholeheartedly, man. Summer workouts for football and everything. I was like, bro. It's 110 degrees outside.
I could not imagine. I could not imagine summer workouts in Atlanta, like in Georgia or like in Texas, dog, playing football. Nah, man,
it's so bad.
It's a dub, bro. You weren't catching me in practice.
Stay hydrated. That's all I got to say, bro. For the summer, if you plan on going outside, stay hydrated.
Man, for real. Listen, if you listen to this and this is our intro, we want you to know, drink your water. All right, man. Make sure you drinking your water, drink your body armor. Man, do whatever you drink what you need to drink to make sure you're hydrated because
eat some watermelon or something. You know what I mean?
Listen, it's been a hot summer. It's been a hot summer. But we're here to talk about, you know what time of the month it is. You already know what time of the month. It comes every month. They come every month to annoy us. They always set you up at the end to think that they're gonna do something cool next month, but then they do something that pisses you off in the next chapter, and you're right back at square one.
I ain't gonna hold you because when you first started talking, I was like, "Oh man, for the ladies, I don't think they want to know what time of the month that we starting to talk about." But like,
oh yeah, no. To all my lady listeners, we're not talking about that time of the month. But if you're listening to this, it's that time. I hope that you're okay and that you're doing okay. Love and blessings to you.
Of course.
Listen, but we're talking about the two big monthly drops. We're talking about Boruto and Dragon Ball Super. I mean, which one do you want to start with? Because I got words for both of them. I'm gonna let you control this conversation a bit and let me know where you want to start with these two, man.
So I kind of want to start with Boruto because last month I had some words about Super and the direction I have felt about that. So I want to end off with that because like I got some words about that too. And like from last month's conversation, like man, I'd rather start with Boruto first, so that way we can get it out of the way. We can just jump straight into Dragon. Like that's it. Because we can talk about. We can talk.
Hey, no, I'm gonna be real though. I'm gonna be really real. This Boruto chapter wasn't that bad.
It wasn't.
It wasn't that bad. Like I kind of like I'm like it wasn't that bad. I'm gonna say that. The whole plan and the setup. It was a very intense chapter. And I did enjoy about like that little part where they're like, "Yo, are you?" Where Sasuke and Naruto are like, "Yo, are you triple crossing us right now? Like, are you putting us in a position where he's about to turn and into the
like he's about to turn right now in front of us?" Like,
yeah. Like that whole little section that was a very intense part that I like really enjoyed because I was like, oh shit, I'm like, is he like I would have really fucked with a little plot twist where he's just like, nah, like we're gonna kill this body just so we got you guys trapped in the corner right now. But no, man, like overall though, like I did enjoy the chapter. I did think that the chapter wasn't bad, and I told you this when we first read it. I think that they're really just trying to set up this like very intense final battle, and like that's all they're kind of like
Focusing
wanting to
on.
get to. That's all they're really focusing on, because we already know what we're about to get. We're about to get this rematch between Naruto, Sasuke, and listen, bro, I don't know why they gave him the most complicated name. Um,
Is Ishiki, no, Momoshiki.
it's Momo. It's too much. That's what it is. It's too much.
So,
Like
I mean, you're not wrong, but like it is too much. I was like, damn. In the beginning, it was too much, but I do like where they're generally heading with it, simply because it's like, all right, we got the initial setup with them fighting. Hell, we even got the initial setup from like what, chapter 1 or like episode 1, where it's Kawaki and Boruto and them having like the transformation and everything like that. But when I saw Kawaki lose his karma in this chapter, I was like, all right, so wait a second. We already saw him in like this is already a flashback, first of all. So he loses it right now. How does he get it back? That was one of the first things that I asked about this chapter that like really intrigued me. I was like, all right, we already know this is a flashback, but he loses it. Where did that come? Like, how does he get it back? Where does this all tie into place? You know what I mean? Like, that was one of the things that
yeah,
got me.
yeah, man, and like I no, I agree with you. I think like the moment where he lost it, I'm just kind of like, okay, like where that seems like a win, but we know that it's not. So
Yeah.
I'm just like thinking about how are they going to what at what point are they going to shift back gears, and they're just going to be like, pump fiction, you thought, and we know Kawaki is back to being possessed, and we have this, we have this whole situation arise again. So like now it's kind of like, where is this thing going to really go back to? These people are in, they're in dire straits of just like, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
Um, like, yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, the chapter was good. I think just with Baruto, I there's that moment of I want more never comes for me. Like I'm never just like, damn, like what's about that? Like, I want more, I want
Yeah.
more, I want more. Like, usually most of the time when I read a manga, like I'm like, okay, I want that. With this, it just feels like so much stuff is happening. I mean, skip it. I mean, I feel that about chapter this month. Dragon Ball Super even hit us with just a major pump fake of, you think Vegeta's about to have his moment, and then they're just like, oh no, nah, bro, like you already know what this is. Like you already know where the ball's going to in the final seconds. Like
We
you
are in
already
the
know.
final act right now.
Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, we're in the final act. We're in this, like, we know where all this is heading. And I think that's the issue with both of these like mangas right now, of just, we know where this is going. We know where the ball is going. We know that what systems are in place right now to, let who shine and let this happen. And it just sucks because you want more from these stories, and they
Yeah.
have they give you opportunities to get more from these stories, and that moment just never comes. Like, and that's just frustrating as a reader, and that's frustrating as a fan, because it's like, at what point does at what point does this just like, all right, bro, this is redundant to a point where this isn't even like fun anymore.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, because it's like, especially when it's a monthly series. Like, a monthly series has what, 40 something chapters, so you have like a lot of time, and you have to make the story compelling enough for somebody to be like, all right, I really can't wait for it to come back next month. Well, the difference though, so here's the thing with me. I enjoy Super a little bit more than Boruto, simply because that, like, Super is genuinely adding on more to the Dragon Ball narrative as a whole, and is fleshing out some of the characters there. Whereas with Boruto, it's like, all right, you're setting up stuff that, first of all, didn't need to really be set up, and now we're getting like the future. It's like we're getting the future of like new characters and everything like that, while also tapping into another side of information that was introduced at the tail end of Naruto, right? So it's just like, all right, we have that kind of setup. But also with Boruto, they set up stuff that we could clearly see is relevant to other stuff. Like the big reveal in this chapter was fucking what's his name, Koji being a clone of Jiraiya, and like people have
Okay,
been
so no,
go ahead, go
okay.
ahead,
So
go
I
ahead.
will say this. I will say this. That was a nice little twist. I really fuck with that. But I had an inkling that there, like, Jiraiya had something to do with that, especially with the frog
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like, all that. I was like, okay, something like I fuck with it. I fuck with that whole little twist of that being like a Jiraiya clone. Um, even that little panel where they show like the back, like they show like Jiraiya's back, and like
yeah.
you see that moment. That was a nice little twist. And once again, like I said, I actually like kind of fucked with this Boruto chapter this month because I mean there was a lot of different twists. There's a lot of intense moments, like you said. Even that battle where where he hits him with the eternal flame move, and he's sitting there like, oh, he's losing his power. He's losing his power.
Yeah.
They think that he's gonna win because he has to use so much of his chakra to down these flames, and
And
he's just
ultimately
kind
like
of
suck up all the karma and all of the stuff from other people. So like this is their method of kill. Like they're revealing how to kill these people. So I agree. Like it was a really good chapter. This was actually like a really good chapter looking back on it now. Like because there was a lot of information that they just gave to us, and it was necessary. It's like, all right, we got the setup, we got all the stuff that we need, and they didn't even know. Like the guy, I don't even know what the scientist dude's name, but like the guy that he's just there, like, yeah, I don't even know what's going on either, but like just sit down for a second so we can watch because I have a theory about what's going to happen, but I'm not sure yet. But that's also why I'm here because they had planned this from the beginning.
But like really random during all this is happening, people are forgetting that there is a child with a bomb strapped around his neck right now.
This is also true.
There is a child right now that has a bomb strapped around his neck, and that he just has to sit down and be like at while like his life is on the line. Like that is the funniest shit in the world to me. Like they're like, oh, they're so drawn in onto this battle, and this dude is sitting on a corner. Like at any moment, this dude could he could sneeze wrong and hit this button, and my head is out of there.
It's sad because he's really been in this bomb for like the last 4 months, bro. Like they literally took him back to the hideout, and we've been watching an entire fight. Like an entire fight.
It is with a bomb on his neck. He just like he don't know what's gonna happen. He like, bro, listen,
fuck this fight,
dude. Yeah, for real. He's like, man, I don't give a fuck about this fight. Someone get this goddamn bomb off my neck. And like, what the? Can you imagine everyone sitting around the TV watching a fight, and you just sitting there with a bomb on your neck? And your life kind of depends on this fight. Like,
exactly. Not only that, but like your dad is sitting right there. Like, yo, imagine Shikamaru just sitting. Like he's really like, bro, I don't care about none of this, bro. Like, just I'll do whatever it takes to get this bomb off my son's neck. But after that, bro, we might have to throw the hands because like you being disrespectful.
If he doesn't at least punch this man in the gut, at least you put a bomb on your kid's neck. That is, man. Listen, bro. He put a bomb on this man's. His child's neck. He has a bomb, right? That's wild. That's a wild stuff. That's good. A lot going on. But no, back to what you said though. No, I wholeheartedly agree that they did give us a lot of information this chapter. They gave us a lot of backstory. They gave us just a lot of things this chapter that tie in a lot of loose ends or just kind of answer some questions that people have been having. One thing I just don't like is how they information drop like bulkily. Like they don't give you tidbits throughout the story. They keep you in the dark, and then they just drop everything at once, and then you're kind of just like, oh, so that's what X, Y, and Z means, and all this stuff. And I'm not the biggest fan of that because during that time where I'm in the dark, it's not like you guys are making being in the dark interesting, or you're not making being in the dark like giving me something where it's like I want to know more. You're putting me in the dark, and while I'm in the dark, I'm just kind of like I'm tired of this. And then you give me all the information, and I'm just like, damn, actually, that's kind of cool. But getting up to that point, you're just like, what the hell is all this? What does all this even mean? All of that.
It's like watching a movie in a different language and you just see everything that's going on. You see all the characters, but there's no subtitles. So it's just like, all right, so I got to interpret all the stuff that's happening on screen by myself, like with no information whatsoever until the subtitles come in. It's like, oh, this part is actually
yeah. No, like exactly though. It is just like, you know, you're watching a story and you're not getting a bunch like, you know, I like it when, you know, I love mystery and stories. I like it when, you know, you don't have to, you know, I'm not telling people to force feed me or to feed me the information, but at least make giving me the information fun or making me want actually want the information. Like half the time, bro, by the time I get the information, I'm like, I don't even want it. I don't even want this anymore. Like what? Why don't know? And why are you? And I get it. I'm just like, shit. If I would have, you would have sprinkled a little bit of this on top of, you know, put it on top like parsley, I would have been more inclined to be like,
it's kind of delectable. Like, oh, this not bad.
Like, you know, it changes everything for me. But now I'm
no, go ahead.
No, Boruto just goes through these ups and downs of just being really interesting and being really bad. It's very inconsistent for me. Because like I said, this chapter was great. The last like 3 chapters were like buns, and I just didn't like them. This feels like a very toxic relationship I have with Boruto. Like there's too much push and pull. Like I keep like pushing you away, and then you keep like fighting for me back, and I'm just kind of like, okay, maybe we can.
You can see the good in there. You can see just a little bit of good in there.
It's a little bit of good in there. There's a little bit of good in there. And you keep trying to find that little bit of good, and sometimes it's like, I don't know. Sometimes they be like spray painting shit with gold, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. But you know, this chapter, you know, especially with that ending, I love that ending. I do like the new, like, this is where both chapters get this is where both chapters get an A+ for me this week. Is the final form of the villains.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Both of them, bro, both designs are raw. Like I saw the go ahead.
Otsutsuki. I think that's, there we go. Otsutsuki's like his little final form is really badass. I like how he emerges on the fire. He has like all his like clothes are burnt, but it's like he comes out like this different beast, like the half horn on his head. He's just, you know, a very menacing looking villain, and you know, that's where we're both. Yeah, they both got that right this week. Of just like the villain design is amazing. No, like this looks like a guy that will kill you. You know what I'm saying? This looks like a man that will kill you in cold blood and not even care. And I love that in the villain. I love when the energy matches the look. Matches the
savagery, like. Yeah, ideology, like, all of that. It's like Aizen from Bleach. It's like that kind of like air about him. I was like, ooh, because you know how like when you first see Aizen, he's like, oh, he just got the glasses and everything like that. But then when he slicks his hair back and he goes into like his Arankar mode and he's just like extra clean, he's like, oh, okay then.
It's a different feel. I mean, even now, even what they did in Dragon Ball Super with Moro, you know, he went from, you know, he's Benjamin Button, bro. He went from 80 years old, just old and weak. And hold on, you know, we gonna get back to that real quick, because how he even got there, Vegeta's little secret technique was nasty.
Dog. But I tell you, Vegeta's technique. All right, so first of all, like the introduction of the chapter is like a crazy, because you know Vegeta is like, all right, now you can just take me on. Like I'm like the real deal right now, so I'm in my prime. So they go ahead and have this fight or whatever like that. They have a clash. You know, Vegeta's hitting him with a little move. Moro's like, oh shit, like I can't hit him. Like how can I not touch him? And you just see Vegeta's just like, yeah, I got the upper hand. And everybody's like, is Vegeta winning? Like, what's going on? And then you just see like,
hey, listen, they even knew the plot twist. They're like, wait, Goku isn't handling this situation for us? What the hell is going on here? Man, listen. Hey, I really love, like, in the midst of all like that's going on. You know, this super chapter really is based on, Vegeta's growth as a character. That's just really
Yes.
the main and it's something we have been seeing coming for a minute. I mean, easily the last 5 chapters, we have been seeing a lot of Vegeta. I mean, since Moro was introduced and since they split up, we've been just talking a lot about how Vegeta is growing as a character. The fact that he even decided to go to Yard Rat to
Yes.
learn from someone else a technique that he knows was going to make him stronger and all
Yes.
this. It is that like his growth has been something that has been praised and talked about a lot, and just to see it all come together and see even all the other characters be like, this isn't the same Vegeta.
Yeah, they acknowledge it. Like Piccolo has a whole acknowledgement about Vegeta's growth. Like, yeah, you see how he came from the Namekians and how he's trying to like rectify everything. And look, now he's like helping to save the Earth rather than like come to destroy it. So you see, like everybody around Vegeta is acknowledging him. But then you had that little snippet of like, and it's all because of you, Goku. And Goku is like the one that doesn't change because he's the main character. So of course it's like, yeah, I just like a fight. And like, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, Goku, but like everyone around you seems to change because of you. So I mean, like we happy to have you around, my guy. So
yeah, man. Listen, they did draw it back. I love how even while Piccolo is giving Vegeta praise, he's like, Vegeta's just pretty much like, yeah, I want you to know too that I'll split you in half if need be. Like, don't forget that I forgot you fused the homie. If anything, I turn you back to Kami so quick.
Yeah.
You better not play with me, boy.
So the name of the technique is called what? Forced spirit fission. And so when Vegeta is like just, you know how like Vegeta does all of his rapid strikes and like it's just a barrage of punches and everything like that. And that's always what Vegeta does. Like it's his bread and butter. It never works, but that's just his bread and butter. But there's one time when he finally like learns a move with this forced spirit fission. All of his attacks suck the life energy out of somebody if it's a fusion or they absorb somebody. So all of this energy that Moro has absorbed from eating planets and like going to other people and eating other people's life energy is being sucked out of him and it formed into like this giant ball of energy in the sky. So it's just like he's literally taking all of that energy and sending it back to wherever Moro stole that energy from, and turns Moro back into an old man. So it's just like, Vegeta, my guy.
And man, listen, and you, they made him. See, this is where I'm talking about, where it's like they've been running this offense for so long that in a moment where like Vegeta really could have like in a moment where it's like, bro, you really could have had like let Vegeta have his moment. You like he really could have had his moment here.
Yeah.
Everything was literally the stars were aligned. You even have other characters, buying into this Vegeta is about to save the day, ideology. And for them to sit there and at the end of this chapter, Moro is this old man now. He's just weak. It's pretty much done. Him, Moro and Vegeta had my favorite page panel of the week where they talk about, Vegeta's pretty much like,
oh yeah,
we're both going to hell. Like that little moment is so cold to me, where it's just like, we're both going to hell. Like I'll see you when I see you there. Like all that, like that little moment.
At the end of the day, I'm a villain. Like so, like
at the end of the day, like he's just like, listen, don't get confused. Yeah, I'm here saving Earth. I want you to know though, like I'm still about that action. Like, bro, listen, I'm still the same, same OG type shit, bro. Like, but no, man, you can't. But no, for them to let him have his, like, for us to think that he's about to have his moment, they're setting everyone else to think that Vegeta's about to have this moment. For them at the end of this chapter to be like, nope, he's not having this moment because Moro had this secret backup plan where he infused 7-3 with like some of his magic power. He smokes 7-3's homie, then he eats 7-3. This is Moro is really I'm really starting to see it now, but like Moro is like a Cell / Boo like fusion.
Yeah. Because it's also like you know how when he first of all, what I do appreciate about this is we already had the setup with 7-3 and how his powers work, and like he can have up to like 3 copies of somebody else's ability, and he also had Moro's powers already stored in him at one time. So when he had to use it before, I'm pretty sure Moro had to go back and restore his power. So it's like, okay, we already know how 7-3 powers work, but now we also have Moro saying like, you forgot about my magic. I have a backup plan, and it's 7-3. And the fact that he stores Moro's power, so all he has to do is just go take the power from 7-3, and he's back to normal. And we got the cleanest transformation out of that too. It's just like, bruh, like I don't know,
listen, handsome Moro. I'm talking about early 20s, pulling up to the beach, no shirt, with the drop top Moro. Hey, this is get money, get bitches Moro right here, dog. That final transformation, listen, he pulled up. He was just like, oh, y'all must have forgot. I'm gonna get money, over here, bro. The handsome Moro's a different breed.
Bro, he's literally like he really is like a combination of Boo and like Cell, like with the horns too. The cleanest.
Listen, both villains, bro. I don't know what's up with the horns, but the horns go crazy. Like, he's had them since the beginning. I like how he got the young goat horns now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel bad for Vegeta. That's really what this comes down to, is that I just feel bad for Vegeta because he gets snubbed. He gets snubbed so much, bro. And for a person who loves Vegeta, I love Vegeta. And for a person who, really appreciates his character and for like who he is, and to be honest, who has had the best character development in any character of this whole show. Like, really think about where Vegeta started at and where Vegeta is at now.
Yes, the only two people who have that kind of development besides Vegeta are Piccolo and Gohan. Those are the only 2 people. That's it.
Gohan digressed. That's the thing. Like, Gohan's character development made him strong as shit. Pretty much made him seem that he could end up being like the strongest Saiyan ever. And then now he's like back down to he can go Super Saiyan 2 with a lot of energy use.
To be fair, Gohan also achieved his dream. Like, well, he accomplished a goal of his, which was like to become a professor. He wasn't even trying to be a fighter. So in that regard, like in terms of like the narrative of Dragon Ball, he both achieves what he set out for, at the same time fails what we as readers wanted from him, because it was projected that he was going to be the strongest, and now he's just not. And it's just like, damn, bro, like that's wasted potential. And now with everybody here in the Moro arc, everybody's been trying to like grow and train and like get back to where they once were and even stronger. So I do appreciate that about Super as a whole. Like, I still ain't forget about the Gohan shield. That shit's still fire to me. I don't care what nobody say. Like,
man, no, I agree with you though. But just to see, man, Vegeta get done dirty like that again, it's just, it hurts. It hurts to see. Yeah. You hate to see it. You really do. Because like, I personally, for me, I'm tired of Goku saving the day. I mean, and I'm not saying that it's always been him. I mean, obviously they gave Trunks his moment with the Future Trunks arc, or not the Future Trunks, with the Goku Black arc. Shit, is that really the only one? I mean, and then the Tournament of Power where Android 17 really ends up winning it, but this whole, we're gonna put majority of our eggs in Goku's basket. It's something that I'm just getting tired of. I mean, like, once again, it goes back to the redundancy of these stories of we kind of know what's gonna happen, and regardless of how much they attempt to tell a new story, at the end, I don't know, they go back to their bread and butter of.
But one thing, like, here. You know one thing about that, because I'm glad that you mentioned that, because like as we're sitting here talking about it, it's like I completely agree, and that's, I think, why I appreciate the moral arc, because if you look at like Super as a whole, a lot of these things are kind of because of Goku. Like, a lot of this, like, if you think about it, back when it's like the Battle of God stuff, Beerus was trying to find like Super Saiyan God. Then it's Frieza, because Frieza wanted to revenge against Goku. And then it's Universe 6 versus Universe 7. And then it's the Goku Black stuff. All of this stuff has been transpiring because of Goku. And Moro is probably the only thing out of this entire series, like as far as Super is concerned, that it really hasn't been about Goku. In the beginning, it was about Boo, and then it transpired and turned into Vegeta's arc, kind of, sort of, until this point, because it's like, well,
yeah, I completely forgot about that whole Boo situation where this thing randomly like went back to like his original form, and I was just
yeah.
kind of like, what, like, where the fuck did that, like, yeah, that shit was so, that was a different, that was, I completely forgot about that part of this whole story. Like, whatever happened with it?
Where is, like, I think he's still asleep right now too. Like, what happened? That's one thing I will say about this chapter. I don't know where it's gonna go, because like we already knew like Vegeta was gonna lose, because at the end of the day it's Vegeta. But then we also had the Vegito thing in the Future Trunks arc, Goku Black stuff, and even Trunks had to end the thing. But even with that, Zeno had to step in and erase that entire timeline. So where this goes, I honestly don't know, because they could do the same thing with that and be like, well, I mean, we could just erase this. Like, I honestly don't know where it's going to go. Are they going to do a fusion again? Is Boo going to wake up and seal Moro again? Because he was the original source of how they sealed Moro the first time. Like, that's one thing I am excited to see with where this arc is going to go.
Where do they go when this arc ends? The Super end? Because obviously the anime just doesn't exist anymore. Obviously the anime is a folktale. Anyone listening to this and they think that Dragon Ball Super is a real anime, psych, that's not a real anime. You lie. You made all that up. Tournament of Power, all made up. Goku Black, all made up. The anime does not exist, my guy.
It's a fever dream.
Give it up. It's a fever dream, bro. Listen, the Mandela effect. You think it happened? You thought.
You know, the only thing we got was Broly. We only got Broly. That's about it. We just got that Broly fan movie.
We got the Broly fan movie, bro. That's all we got. But I'm like, I've been thinking about this. Like, where really does Super go from here? Like, I mean, do they introduce a new villain? Do we get new heroes? Do they just end it? Like, you know, even with this Baruto thing, it's just like these things have been going on for so long, and these two mangas and these two, like, you know, stories don't have the same, like, I personally, to me, don't have the same chokehold on the game as they once was.
Yeah,
like, I feel that right now. I think that right now they are on some, you know, I'm Dragon Ball. Like, everybody's always gonna love Dragon Ball. Everybody's always gonna ride for Dragon Ball. Or like, I'm Boruto. You know, everyone's gonna love Boruto and Naruto forever.
And I think that's why they're monthly. I think that's why they're monthly over like weekly, because like, you know, you could overindulge in like too much Dragon Ball or too much Naruto, where we did have those weekly at some point, whether it was like going weekday afternoons watching Dragon Ball, or like, you know what I'm saying, with Naruto, and then reading it weekly. You know what I mean? So like, I think they really don't have the same chokehold on the game, and we do got this new stuff, but that's also why I think they're monthly, because it's like, all right, people are gonna read this anyway because of the brand recognition. So we don't have to put as much focus on it, and we're gonna let these new things shine so they can get up to speed, like My Hero Academia, Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen, all of this new stuff, so we can get that ball rolling. So once those blow up to be however big they end up being, besides One Piece, because One Piece is the greatest and nobody can take away One Piece.
Hey, I love the One Piece total chapter. I mean, we're at 983, which means in what, 13 weeks they're gonna hit 1,000 chapters. That's just kind of crazy. Like, they're almost there. They're like right there on on 1,000 chapters.
Or you could end with One Piece, but it's like, you don't know. That's the one thing about One Piece that separates it from everything else, and where I think Dragon Ball Super could go, is how they built the world. And with Super, they built the world based on, like, now we have the multiverse, and we introduced the concept of the multiverse and all of these angels and stuff like that, and how they destroyed six of the universes way back. So now we can introduce some of this other stuff in the other universe. That's why I think it could go.
I want Goku to fight an angel. That's where I really wanted to go. I really wanted to go. No, like, for real. I really wanted to go like real heaven or hellish. Like, I wanted to be like, hey, yo, like, we learned that like these angels actually aren't there's a rogue angel now, or something. I really want more of the angels. I really do want more of, like, because they're so prevalent now in the story.
Yeah, and we got
Obviously, we have
introduced.
seen.
I was about to say we got
Keep
introduced
going.
to Maris in this chapter, and he was an angel in training or something like that, and that's why he's
Yeah,
not even there.
like, we get Maris, we get, I mean, obviously Wiss has been a big part of this whole story, and it's like,
Yeah,
they're such a prevalent thing, but it's like they always play this role of, we're gonna keep our hands off. No, we gotta be, biased and like, have no bias. We gotta be completely neutral in all affairs, and which is cool. But like, I want to see just one of them snap. I want to see just one of them break. I just want to see one of them just be like, you know what, fuck all
yeah.
this whole fuck all this whole not joint, staying to the side type shit and just watching how shit plays out. Like, I want to, I really want to,
I want to be about that action. Like I'm tired of sitting on the
shit,
sideline.
I want to happen. But now, like, and I mean, both chapters, though, I agree with you. I do think that the reason why they are monthly is because they understand. They know that,
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens, their name is going to carry them. Regardless of it's how many times I can say Boruto is trash, how many times I can say Dragon Ball should do this, that. The name is going to carry them. And that's going to forever be true. I do just think that right now, though, it's kind of just like, how far can you
Oh,
just coast off a name to where it's
oh,
kind of like the product isn't really good. You know what I'm saying? Or it's like, or it's not that it's not good. It's just like, it's okay. It's not really that. Like, you just kind of keep giving me the same thing over and over again.
I will say this. Since we're on the topic of Boruto, there is an announcement for the anime next week. I don't know if it's going to get canceled. I don't know what that entails, but they did announce that from this tweet on the 21st. You can go look at it as anime TV _ JP. They tweeted about it on the 21st of June. At the time of this, we're recording this. But they did say there's an announcement for Boruto next week. I don't know what that entails. We got COVID stuff going on. So there could be like a longer delay, a cancellation, this, that, and the third. But that's for the anime. So I don't know what effect that has on the manga itself. Personally, I think they should have been seasonal anyway, because the anime itself was like doing a lot of filler slice of life stuff anyway. So that's what
Isn't the anime not even connected? Like, the anime is not even canon right now, is it? It's completely.
It's half canon and half not, because they do have like some of the stuff. So they do introduce like Momoshiki and stuff in the anime. They do have like the tuning exams and all of that stuff.
Obviously, I know the Momoshiki thing because Twitter never let that damn fight scene die.
They did for like 9 months straight. That fight scene did not die. It was like,
I've seen that fight scene so many goddamn times, bro. I don't even. You guys, I love the fans. It's you guys.
They will burn the hell out of a Naruto fight scene. If it's not Lee versus Gaara, Obito versus Kakashi, Naruto versus Pain, or that fight, it's always going to be overdone. Like, they will blow it up. I love those fights. Don't get me wrong. But damn,
the best fight is Drunken Fist Rock Lee. That's the best fight.
Against Kimi Naru?
I'm not even. Yes, bro. I'm not even. I am not. I don't care. You can put it up against any fight Naruto has had, and I love the fight scenes in Naruto. I love how they're animated. They're very you can really move. Like in Dragon Ball Z, it's like just a lot of fast, like bang, 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 bang. Like, these things are happening really fast. Like with Naruto, it's like legit ass martial arts. It's like
fluid martial arts animation, all of that. I was like, oh yes, I completely agree.
I'll never take away that from Naruto, of just like how good they are, like how they animate. Like, their animation is very, very top notch. But listen, though, any fight against Drunk Fist Rock Lee is losing. It's losing because that fight is so goddamn tight, and Rock Lee is the best fucking character they have. So I don't even listen. Shout out to my dog Rock Lee, aka Glock Lee, aka I don't know, I don't have any more AKAs, but shout out to Glock Lee, man. But
hey, man,
for real. But no, yeah, man. These chapters this week were, I mean, every month we know where we're gonna be at. Even as much as I talk and slander it or whatever, and I'm gonna be there every week. It's a very toxic relationship, and I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna analyze it, and I'm gonna come on this show and I'm gonna talk this shit with you because
Hey,
it's toxic.
it really is. I'm on a lot of stuff. I'm like, let me just weigh this out. Let me see. All right, what's the pros and cons with Boruto? Like, I legit saw the good in it, but you're right. It's a toxic relationship because you can always see the good in something, and that's what's gonna keep making you go back. But like at the same time, like dog, I can't keep putting myself through this torture sometimes because man, like when this shit's terrible, like I gotta go. What's new? Like, can I break away from this? And then always at the end of like, and it doesn't help that they come out on the same day. So when you see Dragon Ball Super drop, Boruto is right there next to
Right
it.
there
So
next
it's
to it.
like,
And you're like, man, listen, I'm already here. I'm already reading this super chapter. You might as well just know what? This is literally right to the right. It's right there. Well, click on that. Oh man. But this is going to wrap up this week's episode of the Big Eyes Podcast. Before we go though, me and AD got some fun for you guys
oh
because
man,
we love when you guys are involved with the show. We love to hear you guys' opinions on things, all that.
of course.
So me and AD, we are introducing a manga of the month poll. So each month we are going to release a poll of some mangas that we have not read, some series that we have not read. And we were gonna let you guys vote for them, and we're gonna use the month. We're gonna read the series, and on the last show of each month, we're gonna spend that episode talking about the series, talking about that. So this is gonna be our inaugural one for July. So there will be, you go follow at the Lookout RNC. There will be a beautiful poll there where we will have some manga options. And we'll leave an open option for you guys to give us suggestions on a series that we haven't talked about, a series that you love, and just give it to us. And we'll leave it up for like a day or so, and then we'll make our decision. We'll announce our our manga series of the month. But so yeah, man, keep an eye out on that. It's gonna drop today when you listen to this episode. So it's follow us at the Lookout RNC. If you just like podcasts and you just want to listen to podcasts, follow at RNC Radio Live on Twitter, where we have everything from comics to manga to sports to music to wrestling. Anything you want, we got it. The whole shebang, man. Listen, we got it. You want it, we got it. Come to us. Listen, we not be dancing all up in the videos and
posted up in the corner.
But nah, man. Yeah, follow us at RNC Radio Live. You can follow me at Jamal SLM on Twitter and Straw Hat LJ on Instagram. My guy AD, you take it away.
1A Dizzle on Twitter and Twitch. Follow me on there. We going strong with everything. All the tweets are always manga and games related. So you know what I'm saying. Just hit us up. We bruh. When I tell you this, I think this whole 4th of July thing with the manga of the month, I think that's gonna be great. Like that's gonna be as long as nobody recommends something like extremely long, like longer than One Piece, because I know there are some manga out there that's just like.
Can you read 1,200 chapters in a month, ma'am? I have.
We got other obligations.
This is a McDonald's.
The ice cream machine is broke.
The ice cream machine is broke, bro. Listen, but no, man. I'm excited that we're gonna do this. I'm excited that we're gonna, the listeners, you guys. I want y'all to be involved with this as much as us. We love y'all just as much as we love this show. So, yeah, man. Follow that poll. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. Y'all stay. I didn't even come up with a new sign out, man. Dang. All right, man. Listen, this is our last one.
Watch more anime.
Watch more anime. Read more manga. That's it. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny as hell. Read more manga. Watch more anime.
That's what it's not.
That's our new sign out. Read more